Hey everyone, it's Hayes, and in today's video we are going to be doing the commentary / analysis on episode 14 of Miraculous Ladybug season 4, Sentibubbler. So if you haven't seen it yet, as always, I'm about to spoil the entire episode for you, so please go down to the description box to find some links where you can watch it with the subtitles, but please know in a few weeks time, maybe even a few days time, those links won't work. I will try to monitor them and replace them with links that do work, but please know that eventually no links will work, as everything will get taken down for, obviously, copyright reasons. And also, before we start, if you watched the voiceovers yesterday, you know I was debating about whether or not I should go to bed or stay up and watch Sentibubbler and also watch the trailer and make a video on it. And I decided to stay up. I didn't get to bed until 1 AM. I got up at 7. Woke up at 6 though, so I only had like 5 hours sleep. So if at any point in this video I do seem kind of tired, kind of low energy, because I kind of am, but I'm gonna try my best. I think I should be fine. I don't usually film for longer than half an hour for the commentary videos. Yeah, it should be fine, but just in case I am a bit lower energy than normal, it's because I didn't get very much sleep. So let's get started. Okay, so overall, if you just want my quick thoughts on the episode, I loved this episode. I am giving it a 10 out of 10. This was such a good episode, and it was executed so well with all the illusions and Alya de-transforming, then transforming back and up. It was done like pretty much perfectly. Like, don't get me wrong, there was a few things I didn't like, but that's just because it's me and I'm picky. But, you know, 10 out of 10, I thought this was a great episode, and things could have very easily gone wrong. There could have been a lot of continuity errors because of all the illusions and different things going on, and like Marinette had a plan, Noir had a plan, Alya had a plan, Shadow Daddy had a plan. There was a lot of moving parts in this, and it could have had the potential to go really, really wrong, but it was executed pretty much perfectly. I had a quick look at my comment section this morning. I haven't had a chance to reply to all the comments yet because there's a lot, but a lot of you were like, I'm not sure if you liked it. And I'm like, oh my god, why? How didn't you like it? Please tell me if you didn't like it. Why didn't you like it? Because I thought this episode was pretty darn perfect, actually. So the episode starts with Marinette in that dream / nightmare, and we already knew it was one. And at first when we saw the trailers for this, which is another point about this episode, we got like the perfect amount of trailers that we knew some things that were going to happen. We could kind of make sense of the episode, but they didn't give us so much that we could work out the entire episode like they've done with previous episodes. I think 2 trailers plus the episode description, perfect amount. It was perfectly done. Like, I even think we've got enough for Rocketeer now as well. Like, I don't want any more. That was a perfect amount to get people excited, to get people interested, to, you know, get other Miraculous making theories about what's going to happen. It was a perfect amount. I don't really want anything more for Rocketeer, to be honest. We've got enough there, so I think we had a perfect amount of trailers. So one thing that did annoy me slightly, I'm not annoyed by it now though, in one of the trailers they released, it showed Marinette round at Alya's and Chloe was there and Trix was on the table, and then Shadow Daddy comes in, but then she wakes up. If they'd taken out the scene of her waking up, that would all really have confused us. Yeah, someone probably would have eventually theorised it was a dream, it was a nightmare, not real. But if they'd taken out that clip of Marinette waking up, that would have thrown us all completely. However, that being said, I am extremely happy they waited until the episode to show us Chat Blanc. I was just like, yes! Oh my god, I was not expecting that at all. I was watching this at like nearly midnight last night when he walked on. I was like, visible alarm, panic, oh my god. I was just, yes, this episode just brought everything and the kitchen table, like, oh my god, like, yes. Sorry, I love Chat Blanc. One of my favourite episodes out of the whole show completely. I was just, yes, I'm really glad they kept that from us because it was completely unexpected. And also Chat Blanc being there did reinforce to us all why Marinette hasn't told Chat Noir her identity, and also why she hasn't told him about Alya knowing her identity and Alya being a permanent holder, because he doesn't know by the sounds of things. However, I do feel like he would understand. Just tell him about Chat Blanc. I feel if she opened with that, if she told him about that akumatization, because he still doesn't know about it, if she opened with that and then told him that she's given Rena the Miraculous permanently and Rena also kind of knows who she is, I think he'd be down with it. If she opened with just telling him about Rena knowing who she is, he'd absolutely lose it. Another thing that I think was executed really well was the spider. When Marinette arrived, were they looking for tricks? No, it was the spider. Then the spider in the bubble with Nino, and it was foreshadowing what Marinette was going to do at the end. I just thought, honestly, most of what I've got to say about this episode is compliments. If you're coming here to watch me roast the episode, go and find someone else's analysis who maybe didn't like the episode, because I absolutely loved this episode. This episode, she was that girl, she did this, she was such a good episode. I want to hug Thomas Astruc right now. I do think he's a great writer. Have they done things in the show that I don't personally agree with? Yes. However, that's because I absolutely love romance. If this show was up to me, first of all, I know it was meant to be for older children, like more teenagers, rather than like, I think it's the actual target audience is 6 to 10 years old. Even though they had initially made it for older children, but then had to change the show because they were like, it's not going to work for older people. Okay, you were wrong. And they had to change the age group. I would have argued to keep it in the higher age group, and I would have made the show a lot more romantic, because that's what I am, that's what I do best. If you don't know, I'm a published author. Writing romance is my thing, it's my jam, it's what I do all day long. Even though I've never had a boyfriend. However, let's just take it back to Chat Blanc really quickly for a moment. So Marinette arrives, they go into Alya's bedroom and Nino stays out in the dining room, living room, whatever. And Marinette obviously tells Alya about the dream. Now, we're not actually present for the whole conversation because, obviously, to save time, we've already seen what happened in the nightmare. So they're not going to make the audience watch Marinette retell Alya what we've just seen. So I get why we didn't get to see why Marinette didn't describe it to Alya. However, does that mean Marinette has told Alya about Chat Blanc, and to what extent? Did she just say, oh, there was an akumatized chat there who was all in white, that was Chat Blanc? Or did she actually tell Alya about the events of Chat Blanc? What does Alya know? I really want to know. I just feel like it's important. Like, she's told Alya before Chat about his akumatization. I just feel like that's an important point to know about the trust between them. I feel like Ladybug and Marinette is doing it to protect him, but I feel like if it was me, I'd rather know. You know, I don't know, I'm not sure how I'd feel about her telling someone else. I understand Marinette is doing it to protect him, but I just feel it's important to know what exactly Marinette told her about Chat Blanc. Also, very interestingly as well, we also found out that while Shadow Daddy knows that Alya is a special holder, he didn't know that she had the Miraculous. I've been making theories about this episode, just assuming that he did know she had it. So that was a very, very interesting point, that he didn't know she had it. So that's gonna work in their favour. He didn't know that she was a permanent holder now, but I'm going to talk about that more later towards the end of the video in relation to what we've already seen of Rocketeer. However, again, Marinette very importantly says Chat Noir can't know either. Why can't he know? The longer she keeps him in the dark, the worse and worse this is going to get. I don't know how much time has passed since Gang of Secrets. Absolutely zero idea when exactly that took place, and I don't know when she is eventually going to tell Chat about all of this, but assuming it is episode 100, which is going to be episode 22. Episode 3 to episode 22, I feel that's a significant amount of time to keep someone in the dark. It's not like she kept him in the dark for a day, a couple of weeks. I feel between episode 3 and episode 22, at least a couple of months will have passed between the events of those two things. Obviously, I'm just speculating. I don't know how time works in Miraculous. How does time even work in this world? I don't even know what month it is anymore because of lockdown. Every day is the same to me. But the longer she does this, the worse it's gonna get. And I guess we need to ask, why is she keeping him in the dark? And I think the answer is because Marinette is well aware it would hurt him. So if you know it would hurt him, why are you keeping it from him for this long? Because the longer you keep it from him, the more it's gonna hurt. So like I said before, this whole episode is executed perfectly, and Shadow Daddy's plan, flawless, immaculate. He's really having some big brain moments this season. But let's be real, the plan was probably my girl and Nathalie's idea. And don't think we're not talking about Gabe Nath. I do my analyses in chronological order of things that happen in the episode for the most part. So we will get there. I am a Gabe Nath stan We will get there, besties, don't worry. But Shadow Daddy actually got a Starbucks. I was so happy for him. Like, obviously I know it's where the amok was, but when you see it for the first time and he's just stood like hiding with the coffee cup, I put a picture on the screen, was he kind of like, this plan is going to take forever to execute, so I'm going to get a Starbucks and I'm going to wait here and wait for all this to blow over. I know obviously it had the amok in, but it was just such a funny imagery that this very serious man who's very, very rich, he owns a company, he is the villain of Paris, and he's just stood chilling on this rooftop in full fancy dress with a Starbucks. We stand Daddy Agrest. Now we have to talk about that call between Chat Noir and Rina Rouge. He got angry and I mean, last night I watched it in Portuguese. Can I speak Portuguese? Can I? No. Of course I can't speak Portuguese, but did I understand the emotion on his face in the voice actor's voice? Oh my god, yes, loud and clear. No idea what he was saying until this morning when I watched it with the subtitles, but I was like, I'd be mad too. Chat Noir is supposed to be Ladybug's second. I know they are meant to be a duo, it's meant to be a more equal partnership, but we all know, we have known since season 1, that Ladybug is in charge and now she is the guardian. She is definitely in charge. But Chat Noir is meant to be her partner, her equal, her best friend. And now he's seeing Rina Rouge essentially take that place from him. Rina Rouge is now Ladybug's second and Chat Noir is just there. You know, he's just kind of there. If this was a pirate ship, trying to explain it just in case you don't understand. If this was a pirate ship, Ladybug would be the captain, Rina Rouge would be the first mate, and Chat Noir would just be a random crewmate. That's how it feels right now. And I am hoping this is going to pay off later. We all saw how angry he got. I think I'd be mad too if this was happening to me. The person who is meant to be, you know, in charge is leaving me in the dark and letting this other person who's brand new on the team come in and take charge. Like, I wouldn't be cool with it. Like, Chat Noir has been there for a lot longer. All of season 1 was just Ladybug and Chat Noir. Most of season 2 and 3 was them together. Season 4, don't get me wrong, I love seeing the new heroes, and yeah, I understand it gets repetitive seeing Ladybug and Chat Noir together as a duo all the time, so I do get why they're doing it, to change it up, switch it up a bit. But I would be getting kind of mad too if Ladybug was kind of ignoring me. So if this is Chat Noir's reaction to Rina Rouge just telling him what to do, and she wasn't rude about it, she was pretty nice. Like, she couldn't really explain properly because of the lack of time and she was trying to be quiet, I get that, but she was being nice. She wasn't being rude, like, no, you do this, listen to me, forget Ladybug, you're not in charge, I'm in charge. She was being very nice about it. He didn't take it very well. He destroyed like a chimney stack, and honestly he didn't even care about it. He did it, looked a bit sad and was just like, the Miraculous Ladybug will fix it. So we've heard him say that before. I think it was in episode 7 Soul Crusher this season when Marinette got taken by Zoe's akumatized form. Kalki did a portal through to Adrian's room and she was like, hey, Ladybug can't transform right now, we need you. And a load of like his foosball table and some other stuff got sucked up through the portal and went wherever. And he was just like, oh, the Miraculous Ladybug will fix it. But that was a much more carefree, it was just kind of his belongings, wasn't that serious. He destroyed part of someone's house. With his own fist, by the way, not a cataclysm. And he didn't really have any remorse about it. So if that is going to be his reaction to Rina Rouge telling him what to do, then I am excited to see his reaction to Ladybug telling someone that isn't him her identity. I am so excited, and I think it's trying to set it up ready for whenever that happens, whether it's episode 22 or another episode entirely. And I think we might see the tension of this once more before he finds out that Ladybug has told someone else her identity, just to build it up a bit more. I don't know when it'll be, probably not episode 17 Rocketeer by the looks of things, but I think we'll see it once more again. And it's going to be a lot worse that time because obviously it's going to have carried on for a lot longer, he's going to be kept in the dark for a lot longer. And also, as Adrian, as we all find out from the season finale description, he isn't really allowed to express himself like that at home. Not that I'm saying you should go around punching objects, but Adrian has to be so perfect all the time. He's not allowed to get angry or upset or frustrated. He can only do that as Shat. Shat is his creative, his free outlets for himself. And now as Shat, he is also struggling. Like, oh god, the tension in this season, it's gonna be intense. We all know I'm not ready for it. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good! And even further to that, Shat Noir had a bit of a go at Marinette as well. This wasn't the Mary Shat I ordered, okay? I want sweet, I want nice, I want caring, I want adorable. Not him kind of arguing with her. However, that being said, I was glad that he was at the very least suspicious. Like, you're getting it now, lad. Just start trying to think things through, and I promise, you will figure this whole thing out, mate. You will do it. You can do it. I believe in you. However, there was one like continuity error that I noticed, and I think you probably noticed it too. It wasn't like the most subtle thing. When Shadow Daddy chased Ladybug and punched an innocent building, what is it with these aggressed men and their anger? He wasn't holding the coffee cup. It's not really something you can put in your pocket, so where was it? Just thought I'd point it out. Not that big of a deal, but I was like, I saw that, don't try and hide it, I saw it. I think we also need to mention Shat Noir cataclysming the bubble and immediately getting put in another bubble, and Marinette obviously saw it all. So I 100% understand why Shat Noir isn't in charge, because he does stuff like that. He doesn't always think things through, but this is one of the things I slightly didn't like about the episode, but I understood why Shat Noir had to be in the bubble, was how Shat Noir is being used kind of like bait for Shadow Daddy and his Akumas or Sentimontas, whatever, so the girls can save the day. And I get the series is meant to be about girl power, I don't mind that, obviously, because I'm a girl. Yeah, I really do hope this is building up to something, some sort of confrontation. If this isn't building up to a confrontation and Shat Noir is going to end the season completely fine, doesn't care about Rena Rouge knowing Ladybug's identity, I will be very disappointed, but I really do think it's coming. Of course, we have to talk about Pegabug. We can't not talk about Pegabug. Loved her outfit, loved it so much. I'm going to do a whole video, extra voiceover video on the outfit, because I love the outfits in the show. Well, actually I don't love all the outfits in the show, but the superhero outfits I do usually like more than the civilian outfits, so don't worry, I'm not going to analyse it fully here, but just know, beautiful outfit. However, in that Pegabug scene when she was looking through the portal, she was like, I can either take the coffee cup with your muck in, the butterfly brooch, or the peacock brooch. And she was like, I can't take all three, I can only take one. I feasibly can't do it. So she picked the one that she thought was the most valuable. I'm really glad they brought up the fact that she couldn't take all three, because if it had been me, I'd be like, I tried to take all three, but Marinette was sensible. She was like, I feasibly cannot take all three. It was a good decision. However, I must say the lucky charm in this episode did seem rather useless. Just to catch the spider, it just seemed a bit strange, to be honest. I don't know. However, we did get confirmation, so I made a video a few days ago speculating about who might get the charm in this episode, and we found out for definite that if there is no Akuma, no charm is given out. So we know that now. I just feel like we are still owed a proper explanation about the charms. They're kind of nuanced, to be honest, and I think there's a lot to them that we just don't understand yet. I would love a proper explanation. Like, if Thomas Astor, could he just make a video about how the charms work? Because I don't understand. So we're getting to the end of the episode now, and Shat Noir was quite understanding, because obviously he'd seen how the whole plan worked. He understood that, yeah, he kind of wasn't needed, or at least not needed in the capacity with which he acted. So we could kind of see the whole plan now, how it all played out, and he was like, yep, fair dues, I should have listened to Rena. Is he going to be that reasonable though when he finds out what Ladybug has done? That's what I'm saying. She should open with Chat Blanc and explain to him how dangerous that situation was and what had happened as a result of him knowing who she was, and then tell him that Rena, or not even Rena necessarily, that someone else knows her identity. I feel like she should open with the Chat Blanc retelling, because I feel like if he doesn't understand straight away, as he saw in this episode, he's gonna get quite justifiably angry and hurt something, or maybe even someone, because like I said, the anger we saw in this episode is just going to get worse the longer he is left in the dark. So whilst I don't think they're going to show him actually hurting someone, because this is a kid's show, with Miraculous I don't even know anymore. Okay, I don't know what to expect in terms of what they think is appropriate for this audience, the 6 to 10-year-olds, what they think they should be watching. So while I definitely do think that Chat Noir will eventually understand and will eventually forgive Ladybug and be kind of okay about it. The longer he finds out this has been going on for, the worse it's gonna get. So we know for definite now that it really was a good idea to give Alya the Fox Miraculous permanently, especially since Shadow Daddy didn't know she had it. In Optigami, at the end of Optigami, I was kind of unsure whether or not Shadow Daddy did know she had it permanently, or if he just knew that there was something different going on, so he wasn't aware of that. So now Ladybug will never give it her back. That's what Shadow Daddy heard for himself. So things are gonna be okay. As Ladybug said, the nightmare is over. However, we already know in Rocketeer we are going to see Rena Rouge, but she is in head to toe purple and everyone was like, oh, it's an ice power-up. I really don't think it's the ice power-up. Like, what on earth happens in that episode to do with ice that calls for Rena to be transformed into an ice power-up on the roof? Absolutely nothing. There's no ice in the episode. And also, in addition to that, her ice power-up outfit, if that really is the ice power-up outfit, looks nothing like Ladybug and Chat Noir's ice power-up outfit. I think this is some kind of like camouflage power-up where she's not necessarily invisible, but it's kind of like tricks your mind sort of, that if you're not looking for them you won't see them, if that makes sense. So Shadow Daddy now believes that he's never going to see Alya as Rena Rouge ever again, so that way he's not actually actively looking for her. So Rena, I feel like every other time we see her from now on, she's going to be in this purple camo suits thing. I really don't think it's the ice power-up. So I think that's what's going on. So now let's move on to the final scene of the episode, the Gabe Nath scene. Let's just talk about the Gabe Nath before we talk about what actually happened in the episode. So he was very, very frustrated and he sat down on the bed. Nathalie took his hand, she put her hand on his shoulder, and he was very frustrated, but then right at the end, I think I got the screenshot, at the right moment, I'm just going to fill the screen with it so you can really, really look at it. He was frustrated, but then he kind of relaxes in Nathalie's hold. He just... I know they are meant to be old friends in addition to her being his assistant, but it's just like, to me, this just speaks volumes, the same we saw in Optigami. It speaks volumes to how comfortable they are around each other. I just... Gabe Nath is alive. I love them, and I was also really happy we got to see Nathalie. I love Nathalie, she's one of my favourite characters. We stan a queen. Why isn't she better yet also? She seems fine. Is Daddy Agrest just like, no, I love her, we need to make sure she's okay, you can stay in bed for as long as you want. But I really feel like she looks fine. And also, isn't Adrian getting suspicious? Like, where's Nathalie? I haven't seen. Do you know where Nathalie is? Anyone seen Nathalie? Like, why isn't he questioning that Nathalie's just chilling in her room? You know, like, surely he remembers what happens to his mum. He was old enough to remember his mum getting ill and then going into a coma or disappearing. I'm not sure if Adrian knows she went into a coma. So he's old enough to remember that. So why hasn't he drawn the connection between Nathalie and his mum? But Adrian is also slightly blind, no offence. Actually no, full offence intended. So why hasn't he drawn the connection? However, speaking of the Agrest men, they both have anger issues. Please, both of you, go and see a counsellor. First of all, to sort out your relationship, which has nothing to do with Adrian. Entirely Daddy Agrest's fault. But so first of all you need some like relationship counselling, but then second of all some anger counselling, because they both just hold it in and they really repress it and suppress it so it doesn't come out, and then when they have no other available emotions left to experience, they just let it out and destroy things. You know, there's a person who comments under my videos, I've forgotten your name, I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names, but their profile picture is Daddy Agrest dressed as Cat Noir. It makes me laugh every single time I see it. I love it, I think it's amazing. But when I saw this episode, I was like, yeah, it's him! Gabriel with the Destruction Miraculous. You know? So yeah, and also I did think Nathalie was really, really right. She said, everyone makes mistakes, Ladybug will make a mistake eventually. And I can't help but feel that is foreshadowing something probably towards the end of the season. And I think it might have something to do with Chat Noir. I think she is making a grave mistake leaving him in the dark. So like I said, 10 out of 10 for this episode. so good. I absolutely loved it. However, if you didn't, please let me know why you didn't love it. Maybe I'll change my rating and put it a bit lower. But I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. It was extremely well executed and we didn't get a huge amount of spoilers for it. We just got the right amount to get us all interested, to get making theories about it. It was the perfect amount of information. Best line of the episode. I don't have a best line of the episode. None of the lines were particularly funny this episode. I usually pick something that's a bit funny or really heartwarming, but there wasn't particularly any of that. So no best line this episode. However, MVP, obviously Alya, Rena Rouge, we have to give it to her. She really came through in this episode. She showed Marinette, you gave me this Miraculous, so I'm gonna do a good job. I'm gonna prove it to you that I deserve to keep this Miraculous. She was iconic in this episode. I absolutely loved it. If you were having any doubt, like I was, that maybe Marinette shouldn't have given it to her permanently, this episode changed my mind. I was like, yes, Alya deserves this Miraculous. But I would also like to see Alya still apologise to Marinette about the stuff that happened with Lila, because some horrible stuff did go down, and as far as we know, obviously it could have happened in one of the episodes we don't have yet, no apology has been given. So as always, I'd absolutely love to know what you think, and I think I managed to keep my energy high in this video, so I might take a nap before I edit this. But I'd love to know what you think, and I think Rocketeer is airing next week on the same day, on the same Tuesday, late at night, but I don't believe we've got a confirmation for that as of right now. But either way, I'm excited to see that episode 2. Oh my god, it looks epic. But I would also really like to see episode 5. The forgotten episode. Where is she? I want to see episode 5. We're not going to see it until after the finale episode. So let me know what you thought of Sentibubbler, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!